Hi guys, welcome back. So I know it's been a couple of weeks since I released my last video, part two on my epic motorcycle trip. But there's some things going on here that's occupied all of my time. Still occupying it, but I figured I better get these out just so you don't think that I've died and gone somewhere or whatever. No, I'm still here. So rumors of my demise are greatly exaggerated. I can tell you that. So, where I left off last time, I was in Animosis, Pangasinan. Had planned to go to 100 Islands. The tour was going to take 6 hours. It started at 10 a.m. And yeah, it would have been very late in the afternoon by the time I got back. I had 5.5 to 6 hours ride to get to Subic. I had already made my reservations. I found a really great hotel right on the beach, private beach. So I bailed out on taking the 100 Island tours. My apologies. Sometimes not all plans go to plan. And I am really not the consummate traveler. So making these plans, finding out all the information, I'm lacking on that. I'm trying, okay? It just takes practice. Now, my friend Daryl, he travels a lot. It just seems like plans come together for him and everything works, but I'm not Daryl. Thank God for him, right? So the plan was to ride down the west coast of Luzon from Alaminos, where 100 Islands is, where I stayed on the second night, to Subic. And that would have been beautiful. Been riding right along the water the whole way. I could have done a lot of shots and things. I'm using my phone for GPS, for Google Maps. When you're in just really tight traffic all day long, you don't know if you're going the right way or not. You're just following along. I stopped after about an hour and a half, realized I was on the wrong road, but that's where Google Maps kept insisting that this was 45 minutes shorter going this way than it was taking the coast. I love it when a digital program wants to do the thinking for you. I love digital age. Okay, so my apologies for not getting all of the beautiful beaches and the entire west coast of central Luzon. Once again, plans don't always go to plan. So I will show you the route that I had planned to take. So the game plan was to leave Alaminos, where 100 Islands is, and that's where the Tropic Island Hotel was, night 2. To ride along the coast, the west side of the west coast of Luzon, from Alaminos all the way down to Subic. That was the game plan. Now, here's the map, the proposed route that I'd planned on using. I was using Google Maps. Nothing wrong with Google Maps. It works pretty good most of the time. But you need to keep monitoring it because somehow or the other, in this digital age, the map or the Google Maps will say, "Oh, this is shorter. Let's take this route," and it doesn't tell you. And I'm in traffic, and I got my Apple AirPods in my ears. So I'm riding along, I'm following all the prompts and everything, and I've never been in this area, so I don't know which direction I'm going. I'm just following what the map says, the GPS. Yeah, about an hour and a half long, I'm thinking I should have seen the mountains, because from Alaminos to the coast was, I approximated about an hour or so that I should have been seeing water, because I had to go over some mountains and things, which Alaminos has mountains all the way around it, except for right along the coast coming in from Dagupan. That's pretty much open right there. And so I assumed that coming out of Alaminos, then I would be going over some mountains, which I did. I went over a bunch of little mountains and things, and it was fun. I mean, I don't mind that. But yeah, about an hour later, I stopped, hour and a half, something like that. I stopped just to cool off, stretch my legs a little bit, and check. Somehow I wasn't on the route that I had originally planned. So the game plan was to ride along the coast, stop, do videos of the coast. It's supposed to be pretty spectacular along there. And you've got, oh geez, about 4 hours of riding along the coast. So I thought this would be really cool. Plus, I didn't think there'd be much traffic in that on that way. And then you leave the coast, you ride over some mountains, and you get up on top of the mountain. I figured that would have been a great place for a video, because looking out ahead of you, you see all of Subic area laid out, Subic Bay, the Subic Bay City, Subic, and Alaminos laid out in front of you. Yeah, well, you know what they say about plans. They're nice to make, but they don't always follow through. Next time, I will get it right. I will take that route eventually, and I'll get some video of it. Right now, I got a lot of things brewing. I can't really get out and do trips. So, following Google Maps, that's going to save me 45 minutes. I ended up taking this route in red. It led me back out to NLEX. Actually, I think it's Tarlex. It's the Tarlac Expressway. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, which turns into the SC Tex, and that also joins into NLEX. All the X's, they're expressways. So I end up back down Angeles City, and it was, oh my goodness, the traffic was terrible. Trikes, trucks, and people that don't know what they're doing. Got back out to through this last town, and it was like, I am just sweating my butt off. It's hot. I'm not getting any air because I'm not moving. So I look and I see people turning right, and I see a sign saying Angeles to the right. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm coming onto the expressway already. So I get on the expressway. Now I've got air moving on me at 100 plus kilometers an hour, which 100 kilometers is 62.3 miles per hour. So anyway, back down to Angeles, got off at Alaminos, which is where the SC Tex, that's the Subic Clark Expressway, Subic Clark Tarlac Expressway, SC Tex, whatever. Anyway, it ends at Alaminos. As I'm getting off, I noticed my low fuel lights on. But also, when I got off, it said I had 43 pesos left on my RFID. I'm 43. I started out with 1,000 pesos. Rode all the way up to San Antonio, where the Tarlex, I don't know, the Tarlac Expressway, got off to where start up the mountains to go to Baguio. Rode all that way, about 85, 90 kilometers, and then getting on there at I don't even know what town it was. It was just south of San Antonio, and all the way back to Angeles. So another 70 kilometers back to Angeles, and then another, I don't know, 85 kilometers to Alaminos. You know, I didn't think it would eat up 1,000 pesos in tolls. And I had just gotten my RFID. If you remember back about 3 videos ago, I just gotten the RFID. So anyway, it ate it up. And I'll explain the last in the next video. But got off at Alaminos. And man, I'll tell you what, Alaminos and Subic are very nice places to drive. It's like driving in the U.S. I mean, the lanes are 2 or 3 lanes wide each way, stoplights, people obey the laws, people obey traffic signals and traffic rules of the road. I'm like, wow, I'm listening for the Twilight Zone here. I can't be in the Philippines still, right? Now, once I got to Subic Gate, then it got a little bit tight, and it's just really windy. It's going along a mountain between Olongapo and Subic, and you drop back down, and it's just pretty heavy traffic through Subic Bay. It's not the Freeport Center. It's not the military area. So the military area and Olongapo and part of Subic is all orderly. But once you get out of that, then it's back to Philippine traffic. And found the hotel, got checked in. I'll show you that. So this is Subic Bay. Shipyard down there. This hotel I'm at, Cove. Get in the shade here, I can't see what I'm doing. The Cove Beach Resort Hotel. Right on the sand. Guess I can run a wave runner if I wanted to. I don't want to. I've been on motorized vehicle all day. It was 240 kilometers from Alaminos to here, and I decided not to take the 100 Island tour today. Would have just been getting back about the time I hit Subic. It was a 4-6 hour tour. So this place, at least it does have a swimming pool, and it's got water in it. It's got a bar. It's supposed to have a restaurant, but I don't know where that is. I really wanted something to drink, but not alcohol. So anyway, play on the beach here. Sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, Subic Bay, Zambales. It was a 240 kilometer trip. Somehow or the other, my GPS got messed up. I was supposed to take the coastal route, and there was so much traffic and things around Alaminos. My GPS was not getting good signal. I just followed what it was saying and ended up back out at the expressway in Tarlac. Didn't get to do the coastal run, but I am having some coffee. Decided not to take the 100 Island tour this morning. They said it would go until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to this Cove Hotel at 1:49, so I got here about the time the 100 Island tour would have been wrapping up. So, best laid plans, but there's another trip coming up, maybe in March, so I'll do it again. But I'll tell you what, I'll definitely stay at this hotel again. This is a really nice hotel, and it's right on the water.
I swim. Still shallow.
Cove Beach Hotel. Cove. Right on the National Highway here in Barreto, Subic. go again. It's not the greatest, it's not the biggest place, but it's very comfortable, very clean. Private beach. And I think there's 6 buildings. I don't know. It's firewalled, so it runs in one direction. But yeah, it's kind of noisy here on the main highway. But there's other mangoes. There's a lot of places here. But it's nice. Go on the backside, no noise at all. You can't hear any of this out on the beach. Private beach. Yes. Love this place. Love it so much, I'm staying an extra day. All right, the sun is over the yard arm. It's going down. I love it here so much, I just decided to stay an extra day. I'm not going to Zambales, Bataan. I'm gonna stay here. The water is beautiful. The beach is nice and clean. Tomorrow, rent a jet ski. Go play. Yes. There goes the sun. Do 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 do. All right. She's gone down. I really do love it here. Those jet skis move out pretty good. That's one of the ones from the group here. They were pulling a water weenie, or whatever you call it. This thing out here, they're pulling that a little while ago. Watching. There were 6 on there when it went out. There were 4 on there when it came back, but 2 were on the jet ski. So those jet skis, they move out pretty good. They're what the size they are. I'll rent one tomorrow. Costs $3K for an hour. A little while ago, they had some people parasailing way out there by that island. Thought about doing that, but I think I'd rather run the jet ski and go explore all of Subic Bay. In an hour, you can see a lot. Those things move out pretty fast. There's a water park down here. I'm telling you what, I like this place better than Boracay. I really do. There he is. Yep. That's probably just about as fast as my motorcycle. Probably feel a lot faster on the water. Big motor on that thing. Gonna be bringing it back over here in just a minute. It's supposed to be no wake zone, but and believe me, I take this out. I'm not an expert jet skier. Probably won't have the phone. Won't be able to document it. There's the third one right there on the other side of that banca. Dive boat. Clear sunset. Not even really spectacular, but it lights up pretty good. I found a place that I like, and it's only 2 hours from home. I might be doing a lot of playing here in Subic. All right. Beautiful sunset. Nice, beautiful place to be. I'm gone. All right, so the plan had been to stay one night in Subic and then ride down Bataan to Zambales, spend the night there, and then ride up the Manila Bay side of Bataan to home. As I was searching for hotels in Zambales, I found one on trip.com and on Agoda, same one. And that was expensive. That was over 5,000 pesos a night. That's almost $100 for a night. Now, there were some farther closer to Subic. I can't remember the name of the town, but that would have only been like 2 hours down the road. I just didn't see that as an option, and I love Subic so much. Barreto Beach, it was, when I say that I like that better than Boracay, I am not kidding. And plus, it's only 2 hours from home. Okay. So actually an hour and 45 minutes, but yeah, let's not get technical. It depends on traffic. All right. Um, Close to home. The price at iCove was reasonable. It was 3,300 pesos a night. I decided I loved it so much there. I'm going to stay one more day, ride the jet skis on the fourth day. So that will be in the next video. Had a ball there. It was peaceful, and that's what I crave in life. I love a quiet, peaceful life. I'm not a party guy. I'm not a crowd guy. I just love to have peace and quiet. Unfortunately, that's not happening right now. There's a lot of people intruding, and that's another story for a later day. Again, I'll have to talk to my attorney about that and see how much I can say. But this is the middle of February. In fact, today's the 18th. A lot of things been going on this month in February. I had planned on taking a trip to see some friends. That didn't happen because of all the bovine excrement that's going on. But unfortunately, March is going to be out of the question. I had planned on getting some scuba gear, going on back out to Subic, taking I planned on going to Alaminos and taking the 100 Island tour and do some snorkeling while I was there. Because if you got scuba gear, you got the mask and flippers and snorkel. But all of these things are out right now for March, maybe in April. I don't know. And then again, it depends on when the Habagat, the southwest monsoon, starts up. Usually April is the beginning of it. And I really, I'll have to see how things go. And again, for March, the rest of February and March, things going on there, we'll see. Again, I love Subic Bay. Alongapo and Subic, and then Subic and Subic Bay are two different things. But Alongapo and Subic, the military area, I understand why people go there. It is organized. They've got everything you'd ever want. Streets are laid out decent, nice wide lanes, stoplights. People actually obey the traffic laws. It's a whole different world than, say, Pampanga, where I live. You know, just today to go 7 kilometers took me 40 minutes. So, yeah, it's also Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, whatever you want to call it. On my way home, it took me 40 minutes. It was crazy. To get where I was going this morning, it took me 35, and that was morning. So by the time I was done coming home, it was, 10:30, almost 11 o'clock. And yeah, it was nuts. So I will be going back to Subic. I will be going back to Alaminos. Next time I go, I'll probably take the car, because if I've got flippers and masks and basic scuba gear, I can't carry all that on the bike. I would have to take an extra backpack and stuff, and it's a pain in the butt. I'll take the car and actually make sure I have an extra day to take the 100 Island tour, do some snorkeling. I'll get the video then. Unfortunately, I don't have an underwater camera. If this channel ever gets monetized, I can afford to buy that stuff. But right now, living on as my friend Daryl calls it, average retirement income. Okay. And he also calls us financial refugees. So, figure that out. I'm not claiming poverty. Well, this month I am, but that's a whole nother story. Again, I have to see what the attorneys say. And then I will also show how cheap a person can actually live if they have to. And believe me, it's a lot lower than you've ever heard, but that's another story. In fact, I probably shouldn't have said that much, but I'm hoping that maybe in April I can go to Alaminos, spend a couple of days there, take the 100 Island tour, probably a different hotel than the Tropic Island that I was at. I'll have to do a little research on that. I got a couple of months to do that. But then go down the beach with the car this time, like I'd planned to do last time, but yeah, whatever. Go down the beach road to Subic and then spend a day there and do some scuba diving. Now, off of Grande Island, there's a coral reef out there. Grande Island just became, 6 months ago, they opened it up as another military base. There's a lot of crap going on in the West Philippine Sea. Some call it South China Sea. It's the West Philippine Sea. There's a lot of things going on there with people that like to claim that area. Great big country with a big red and star in the middle of it. Anyway, made in where? Yeah. A lot of crap going on. So there's a lot of military bases popping up. Florida Blanca has got one. And Grande Island. Subic is ramping up. You saw in a lot of those videos that military ship, that's Philippine BRP, that's what they call it. I don't know which BRP it was, but it's Philippine patrol vessel. And it was getting resupplied while I was there. I zoom in every now and then, take a look at it. I need to take my binoculars next time. That way I can actually get a better view. But things are happening. But a couple of trips are off the table right now, on hold, I should say. Eventually, I'll get to be back out on the road and traveling and doing things. But for right now, the next video will be my second day at Subic. Beautiful place. I am not kidding when I say I love it better than Boracay. Not the crowds that you have in Boracay, not the crowd price, or not the tourist prices that you have in Boracay, not the constant noise. In Boracay, no matter where you go, up and down the beach, you're just hearing all these bars blaring music, and it doesn't matter if it's 10 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Anyway, just noise, and the prices sky high. So here it's reasonable. I can get there quick. I don't have a hour and a half flight to Cataclan and then 3 hours to get to the hotel. I don't have to worry about all that, plus the expense of the flights and everything else. Yeah, I'll probably be seeing a lot more Subic in the future. And I've got a couple of friends that live in Subic. Jim and I tried to get together, but the timing just wasn't there. He invited me to come down to a place that I think they call it Texas Joe's, and it's in Olongapo. But I was just so tired on that first night, and then the second night, I just didn't feel like getting out. Well, actually, you'll see in the next video, it would have been very difficult to get out. So there's that. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This one went way long, but thanks for hanging in there. Tried to get you what I could get you. Catch you on the next one.